Hello and welcome to another video from Let's Excel at Finance. Today we're going to look at the Excel function of VLookup. Let's take a quick look at the data table that we're going to use today. So we have an orders detail table here where we have some order information, some product information, quantities, and we want to calculate the extended price, and to get there we need to find our unit pricing. Now for ease today we've got our pricing table here. This has got our products and our prices for each unit, and what we want to do here is find those data tables references over here and populate them to here. Obviously we've got some duplicates in here of additional orders that have come in against these items. So to do that we can use our VLookup formula. So here's our VLookup formula. Let's just take a quick look at the parameters we need to put into this formula. So the first is our lookup value. This is the value that we want to do the lookup from. So this is going to be this cell here in our lookup. The second parameter here is the table array. So this is the array of where we're going to find the output. So the output being unit price. So where does that data reside? Now we need to start with the first column being where we're going to look up. So it's going to start at the top of the range in that first column, so in column K, and it's going to come down and stop when it finds a match to the reference that's in our first cell, so in D5. Then it's going to come across and we're going to tell it how many columns. That's the next parameter, the column index, which is the number, a numerical number of the number of columns from this that it's going to count. So it's going to count 1, then 2, so we want the second column. And then we've got a choice here where we can have an approximate match or an exact match. Typically you always want an exact match, so it's where it exactly finds this reference in this table. We want this value. But we can sometimes use the approximate match, and we'll cover that in a later video on when there's some unique reasons to use that type of match. Then we're just going to close the bracket, and there's our value. So let's just take a quick look at what that's doing. It's looking up this value in this range, starting here, comes down to almonds, then it comes across to the second column, finds the number 10, and then puts 10 and returns that into the value here. Now on purpose I'm just going to come down to the bottom of this range and we're going to see a lot of NAs in here. Let's look at the first NA and see why that happened. We didn't put our range in as an absolute reference, and so as we copied the formula down it moved the range down. Well, of course now I can't find almonds in this range because almonds is back up here. So let's go back in here and let's make this range an absolute reference. So there's our absolute references. And now we'll copy the range down, and now we no longer have NAs. Now here's just a little quick tip for you in here. I typically try to make these always tables. Shortcut key is Control T, make it into a table. Up on the table design, go in here and type in, replace this name, something like pricing. Now when we go into the formula, let's just replace this section now. Instead of a range, let's change this with our table. So now notice that we have now the pricing table in here now listed. Now the formula doesn't actually calculate any differently, but it does link it directly to this pricing table. So if we move this table, it will still work. If we expand and put an additional record in here for a new pricing item, it will automatically expand with the new records, and so it's easier to maintain, and also it's easier for the user to read the formula when they're looking for this pricing table. Now there are other reasons for you to get an NA other than just the range. There are some data type issues that we can encounter with the VLookup formula. We cover those in a future video. We will be sending out in the newsletter and the bonus content some reasons and ways to get around this. We'll also be covering it in future videos as well. So would encourage you to send us a link, follow the link to the newsletter, sign up, follow the videos, and then you can get the additional information along with the email that you'll receive back as part of the newsletter. Thank you very much. Bye bye.